Yes, thank you. It is working finally. No, stop playing with that. Not you. My cat. My cat likes to play with my headphone wire.
Those kitties can be they can be wild, you know.
Yeah, cat's gone wild. Anyways, welcome back to Thrashers Paradise, everyone. I am joined with Travis of Carrion Vael from Richmond, Indiana. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That was very okay. Don't attack the wire now. I was very thrown off by that Indiana part. I didn't
Yeah,
realize there was one.
yeah, yeah. It's not a very big place. 30,000 people maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you say Richmond, do people automatically assume Virginia?
Um, we don't go and say Richmond, Indiana too often. To be honest with you, you know, most people say where you from. We say Indiana. Uh,
Okay.
then they just naturally assume Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, you are on here today to talk about your brand new album, Godkiller.
Yeah.
So what was that like to get that created?
Tedious. Um, so we recorded the album in late 2018, and
Oh,
it was just the process of working with everybody, and then when it was all ready to be released, then we had the start of a virus, and everything just got pushed back. But the cool part about that is, it gave us more time to get cool stuff done, more
mhm.
videos and things like that done.
Now I noticed a lot that the first single you did release for the song was Black Chariot. What made you want to choose that one?
Um, I don't know. It's actually the oldest song on the album, and that was the first one we wrote for the new album. And um, just I don't know. We just like that one. I guess I don't know. No real reason.
Okay, so compare now Godkiller compared to 2017's Resurrection of the Doomed. What is the biggest difference that has changed?
Um, well, the whole album is really it's faster, it's more aggressive, um, and the drumming is probably the biggest change because Chris, this is his first album that he's done with us, and he just killed it. Honestly, on the album, his drumming is awesome. But,
Great. Now, for you, what was the hardest song to write on Godkiller?
well, lyrically, the really and I the whole album is actually my take on Jack Parsons' life. Jack Parsons was a he was an occultist, um, but he was a rocket scientist, and he thought that by doing uh, this magical, he believes in magic,
Mm-hmm.
really, and so he thought if he did this, it would bring forth the Antichrist, which would bring forth the end of the world, and it's really a whole take on his life, every song, but it's really comic book approach to it, and it's got a lot of my personal twist to everything. In fact, I plan to make a comic book for every song, uh,
Oh,
but I haven't gotten around to it quite yet. But it's still something I'm working on.
that sounds awesome. Now, is that something to be done within the next couple of years?
I hope so. What I'd like to do is make a video for each song, and each chapter actually put like a QR code or something in there. So if you scan the QR code, it takes you to the video, which is very similar to each chapter. But
Oh,
as more videos start to come out, people, if they watch them back to back, they'll actually see a story. Um, which is cool.
that's
But as far
awesome.
as like which song was the hardest to write, uh, maybe there at the end when I just wanted it to be done. So the last song that we wrote was "Where It All Blooms," and that song, it, when you're at the end of the process, sometime for me that at that time it was the hardest one to write just because I was mentally done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, so far from what couple of songs have been released already, how are the fans receiving the new sound of Carrion Vael?
I mean, pretty good so far. Um, uh, you know, uh, I don't think we've really changed all that much. Maybe we're a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more technical, but for the most part, it's a similar sound. We like what we do, so we don't want to change it too much.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, how hard was it to break into the metal scene in the state of Indiana?
It's impossible because there's not really a metal scene in the state of Indiana for the most part. Richmond is an interesting town. Uh, it was the home of Gannett Records, which was the first place in the United States to record uh, black artists. So they recorded people like Louis Armstrong and all these people in this tiny town. And
Okay.
so Richmond actually has a really strong musical background. So our shows here have always been really good. But for the rest of the state, it's not a. It's there's the diehard people that come to everything, but there's not a huge metal following in the state of Indiana, really. So, um, which is unfortunate because we would like to help make that better. But getting
Mhm.
into the metal scene is just playing show after show after show from the beginning to sometimes 15 people and not getting paid for it, and you just have to keep grinding.
Mhm. So, because of that, are there any other states around Indiana that you find it easier to kind of break into?
um, we're right on the Ohio border, so we play Dayton and Cincinnati a lot, and um, those are maybe maybe a little bit better. We probably play Ohio more than we do Indiana, but the goal is obviously to get out and do some touring and things.
Mhm.
It's hard to do that right now.
Oh, of course. Now, when this is all lifted for you personally, where's the one city in all of America you would want to go and play in the most?
Um, uh, we've played in a lot of different places. I don't know if it's really one city. I would like we just want to go and visit a lot of great places, and it doesn't really matter where we go though. We'll go anywhere. If you want to book us to come to Idaho, let's go. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, of course, you are on Spotify, and you're going to get those interesting fans from a country you never expected there to be really a fan base for you, for your
Yeah.
band. Where is that one place?
Uh, um, we've sold merchandise, in all kinds of countries. A lot in Europe, some in Japan and places like that, Australia. Uh, the it's always places that I didn't expect because I just didn't know would have been like South America. There's a lot of seems to be a lot of metal fans down there, uh, but I wouldn't have known that. I've never been down there, so
Now I'm going to ask, have you ever gotten a comment, come to Brazil?
yes.
Yeah. Does that come up frequently between metal musicians in the States?
I think so. You mean like when people say come here, come there, and it's unrealistic?
Yeah,
Because
basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We've come to Brazil, come to Mexico, come to uh, Europe. Yeah, we are broke. We don't have any money. We can't come there. We would, but we can't.
Now I'm going to ask this because I am north of the border from you gentlemen. When can we expect Carrion Vael to make their Canadian debut?
Man, I would love to do something in 2021 up there. You know, I have my passport and everything, so I'm good to go. You know, but yeah, is that where you're at? Is in Canada?
Yes, I am in the province of Ontario.
Okay. Well, hook us up, man. Just,
I'll give you a list of cities here in Ontario that are good for metal scenes.
yeah,
Yeah.
we got a van, so we can make it.
Excellent. Now, I'm not too sure if Ontario would be close enough for you gentlemen. I'm not too sure geographically where Indiana sits on the U.S. map.
Yeah.
How close are you to Wisconsin, kind of?
Let's see, about 5 hours. So it's not that far, really. Wisconsin, Michigan, all that stuff is pretty close.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you'd be able to make it to Ontario fairly easily, or Manitoba.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Now, for you personally, within the next 5 years, assuming we're out of the lockdown stage, hopefully,
Yeah.
where do you want Carrion Vael to be?
I want us to just keep making music, and I want us to do something. Just, I don't have any delusions of being rich off of death metal. So, we got to keep working and just keep grinding and just keep making music and having fun. Uh, I want to be able to look back when I'm 60 and be like, damn, that was a lot of fun. And but uh, we'll see. Hopefully, to be honest, I don't know if I should really say this, but our third CD is almost done.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. A lot of
Yeah.
musicians, like there's this one band up here in Canada. They just released their second one, and they're already working on their fifth album.
Fifth, yeah. Well, that's even better than us. But yeah, we have 10 songs written for the third CD. Nothing's recorded; it's all pre-production. But
Mm-hmm.
that was one thing about the delay of this coming out that allowed us to do more. But yeah, for me, I just want to keep writing music, keep having fun, uh, keep progressing and being a little bit better every album if we can, until I die or whatever.
For you personally, what is the most fun you have throughout this whole entire the words I'm trying to say, I guess music career? Yeah, what is the most fun part of your musical job? Boom.
Well, I guess the standard answer would be like playing shows and getting out there on the road. Um, Sometimes that's not fun. The show is fun. All the things that metal musicians and musicians in general, I assume, but have to do to just play a show 3 hours away is it's very strenuous. You get to your practice spot and you load up, and then you drive 3 hours and you play a show and you hang out for all the bands, and then you drive back. You may not get back in bed until 5 a.m. and maybe you have to work at 9 a.m. So all that stuff sucks. But like playing shows is still, we don't do it to make money. We do it because it's awesome and it's fun. Making money would be nice, but we like to see our fans and we like to perform for them. So that's definitely still the funnest part of being a musician. But there's also like just driving in the van with four buddies, or even going to the studio, which is the studio is the most frustrating place on the earth. To take it to sit there for an hour and do a guitar take is not fun, but being there is fun and creating is fun. So
Mm-hmm.
overall, more people should be in bands because it's fun.
Awesome. And now one last question for you. We asked this to all of our first-time guests here on Thrashers Paradise. Who would win in the fight, Lemmy or God?
Honestly, Lemmy, because well, there is no God. I guess if there was a God that your typical let's just say Christian God, I don't know. Still Lemmy. Still Lemmy.
Excellent. Well, Travis, thank you so much for coming on Thrashers Paradise today. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people watching this video on YouTube?
No, man. I mean, thanks for your support. We appreciate it, and fans make all this possible for every single band, and I know that every single band that we associate with, just thanks. I'm sure they would all just want to thank every fan out there. So we're in that same boat. Thank you, and we hope you like the CD.
Excellent. And until next time, everyone, keep on thrashing.